Hello everyone, this is Vinay here from Learn Coding with Vinay, and we are into the video number 17 of our series where we are building movie rating application using ASP.NET Core MVC, MicroORM Dapper, and ChatGPT as our coding assistant. In our previous video, we worked on deleting and adding the languages in the edit content screen. Right. In this video, we will go over adding and deleting the cast and roles. Right. So let's dive into it. Let me bring the prompt. This time I'm planning not a very large prompt. I'll just simply instruct it that let's work on deleting and adding cast role part as it is similar to add delete language. Right. One input from my side would be let's have the post method with view models as parameters rather than comma separated parameters. So what I want over here is let me take you to the screen and let me tell you what I'm trying to say over here. Let me open this content control sorry class. So if you can see this, we have content ID and content language ID as an individual parameter. Rather than having them as an individual parameter, we should always use a class as a parameter, right? Because if the number of parameter increases, this can be a problematic, right? So always use, if there is one parameter, then go for single parameter method. But if it is more than two or more than that, then I would prefer to have a view model. So I implemented this as it is what ChatGPT suggested, but this time I want this to be as a view model parameter, right? So let's push this prompt to the ChatGPT and let's see what it comes up with. So now adding and deleting deleting languages works fine. Let me inform it this much and let me copy paste this, right, the prompt from the Word document, and let's push it. Let's wait for its response. So let's analyze. ChatGPT has generated the response, right? But this time it started with the view model, which is good. View models are good. Then the razor view. Then it, you know, down below somewhere it gave the store procedure, right? So ideally, store procedure should be first in the list, but that's okay. We'll manage that. And one more, public add cast. This method actually this method, when we are adding something, it should always return the newly added records ID, and for deleting it's okay. So let me instruct it, and let's get the response in a well structured manner, so that in the consecutive prompt it responds us accordingly, right? So let me correct this. So I just pulled out the sequence where we have requested ChatGPT to generate response for that. You should give us the store procedure first, and then the VMs, and then the infra code interface and class and everything. So let me push this and let's see. So ChatGPT has generated the response. Let's go through it once. So we have store procedure to add new cast and roll. Okay, this is good. Delete cast and roll. Okay, this will be simple one. Based on the store procedure table, create. Okay, so it has created the add VM. Okay, content ID, cast ID, role ID. Again, it is missing last updated by over here. Content cast delete VM. Yeah, these two is okay. Content cast item VM. Content cast display existing. Yeah, that this one we already have, so not a problem. Okay, last updated by it is passing as a separate parameter. Okay, we will keep that actually. Ideally, it should be part of the class itself. And then the to method, and then the okay. So let's implement this. So let me bring the SSMS Studio over here. Let's go to ChatGPT and let's have the store procedure first in. So let me copy this. Let's go to SSMS, Control V. See, ChatGPT has generated code that might work in a latest version. I am using 2019 community free version SQL Express. So that's why, if you remember, we had error in this throw statement. So I'm just removing it, and so let me create this. Okay, so this is good. Let's move to the next one. Let me copy this, come over, Control V. Okay, so this is also good. Now let me create this VM in the background and come back. So let me show you what I did. I created these two VM, content class delete VM and content cast add VM in the background, right? The third one, which was provided by ChatGPT, we already have this, so probably will not take this. Now in the content repository class, okay, let's take this. So we'll go to I content repository. Where do we have it? Okay, so let me copy paste it over here. Okay, great. Let's go to the next step now. Okay, so let's have the method add and delete, right, up to here. So we'll go to content repository. Where do we have it? Over here, right? And at the end, we'll put down these two methods. So this is not get con. What we'll be doing is we'll be using something like this. Okay, so let me copy paste this. Let me copy paste this. So this is good. This is good. This is good. Okay, so ideally this is good. Let's go to next step. So this one we already have. Now let's go to the controller post methods. Copy. Let's go to content controller. Let's go to here and copy paste. Okay, we have no. Okay, we'll have to just change our repository name, which I'll take it from here. We'll have to. Okay, we'll have to keep it over here. Alright, so these are also good. Let me put down debugger over here for both. Let's go to the final step. I believe that will be our razor view, right? So in the delete, what do we have? We need to have two. We won't be able to copy paste this blindly. We'll do it, one by one and understanding it, because as I said, there are differences between classes and property names ChatGPT has given previously and what I have, right? So we'll have to do this manually and a little cautiously. So over here, while deleting, we have content role ID, which is good. That's what we want. And we also want the content ID, because when we'll be redirecting, we'll need that time, right? We faced error for this when we are working on add and deleting languages, right? So let's have this, and then we will also need the similar thing for. Okay, so this is the. We will also need. Okay, we have the content ID. Okay, and then we will have to match the names actually. So this is cast ID and this is content role ID. No, content role ID and this is content cast ID. Okay, so this should match with our VM ideally, which is this, right? So cast ID, content role ID. Okay, and content ID we already have. So this is content ID we have over here. So this is good. Let's do the double check for here also, content ID and content role ID. Okay, let's say content cast ID and content ID. Okay, now it should be content cast ID. Okay, okay, let me see. Yeah, it's just the name difference. We'll have to make this content cast ID. Ideally, it should be content cast role ID, something like this. But let's say we have, since cast content cast ID in the delete VM, we'll make it like that. And because otherwise we'll have to change a lot of code. Now let's see what ChatGPT has to say as a final content. Auto dismissal alert. Now we have this already in place. so we don't need to do anything. Let's just visit the controller once, and we are passing the success. Okay, we are passing the success. Okay, okay, so this is good. Okay, so let's run it and let's fingers crossed. So I have logged in as help desk user, and I'm going to my content page. Okay, let's go to this Avenger only. We were using this example, and let's try to add one this Aditya Pancholi as a actor. Let's say add. Okay, good thing is then it is hooked up. You don't need to change the method names because debugger is coming up. So let's say let's analyze this. Let's analyze our input. So let's see what do we have in input. We have 168, content ID is equal to 8, content role ID is equal to 1. Okay, actor. So this is good. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead one by one, one step at a time. Okay, so over here it should work. Okay, so it could add it. Okay, excellent. And which content ID it is passing 8. Okay, let me say F5. Okay, so it says cast added successfully. Message came up, and Aditya Pancholi got added. Great. This worked in one go. Excellent. Let's delete this same record. So what do we have it over here? Let's see. 383 content cast ID. Okay, content ID is 8. Okay, content ID is our actually movie name Avengers. So let me take this, and this one also seems to be working. Let's say F5. Cast removed. Okay, and Aditya Pancholi is no more as a listed as cast and roles. Excellent. So this time we didn't have to do many changes. We just used the code as it is, and it worked like a charm, right? So that's it in this video. So we are done with adding and deleting language and cast and roles. In the next video we will go over updating just the image, and after that we'll work on the other content details. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and see you in the next video.